My name is Derek Matthews, and I was halfway through a training drill with two rookie SWAT candidates, teaching them how to enter a building without getting themselves hurt, when my phone vibrated on my hip. I had it set to notify me of any unexpected activity at home. Motion sensors, door triggers, the works. Years of work in law enforcement had made me cautious, and a few years ago, I outfitted my home with high-end surveillance, mostly to catch porch pirates or raccoons trying to rewire my security lights. But when I opened the live feed that afternoon, the training knife in my hand nearly hit the floor. A flashlight beam was dancing across my living room wall. Someone was inside my house. At first, I figured it was a break-in. But as the camera adjusted, the image sharpened to reveal something worse. A middle-aged man in cargo pants and a vest labeled Neighborhood Watch Enforcement was creeping through my living room like he was about to bag Osama bin Laden. Behind him came two others, a woman with a walkie-talkie strapped to her fanny pack and a lanky guy in a fishing hat holding what looked like bolt cutters. My blood ran cold. Not from fear, from disbelief. They were part of Pamela's self-appointed HOA security patrol, and they had just broken into the wrong damn house. Let me back up. About 2 weeks before this lunacy, I had moved to a quiet suburb called Oakmere Ridge. Peaceful, structured, with just enough greenery to make a former tactical instructor think about growing tomatoes. After years on the field, I transitioned to training federal agents, SWAT teams, and elite corporate security forces. I chose Oakmere because it looked like the kind of place where people waved, kids played on driveways, and you didn't hear sirens at 2 a.m. But then there was Pamela. Pamela Reed. No last name needed if you lived here. She ran the HOA like a third-world dictator in yoga pants, with a laminated badge reading HOA chairwoman, a shrill whistle, and the manic energy of a substitute teacher on a power trip. She had taken it upon herself to restore order. Her latest project, a civilian safety force she dubbed the Oakmere Safety Task Unit. I kid you not. Shirts, patches, walkie-talkies, all funded through a mysterious voluntary donation fund. Pamela decided I was a problem the moment she saw my blackout blinds and secure storage shed. She knocked on my door one afternoon and asked, "What are you storing in there, Mr. Matthews?" with a tone like she expected me to say surface-to-air missiles. "Tactical equipment," I replied. "So, you like mall security?" she sneered. I didn't answer. There was no point. A week later, I got a notice taped to my door titled Voluntary Safety Inspection. Voluntary in quotation marks. It warned that refusing the inspection could lead to further steps. I crumpled it and tossed it. I figured that was the end of it. It wasn't. The night before the break-in, I caught Pamela and her little task force measuring my driveway with a tape measure. When I asked what they were doing, Pamela smiled like Ursula about to steal someone's voice. "Just verifying setbacks," she said. "We take security seriously." I told her to get off my property. She pretended she didn't hear me. And that brings us back to the moment I saw them creeping through my living room on camera. I dismissed the trainees, told them class was cut short due to a live scenario, then jumped into my truck. I activated my silent home alarm and dialed local law enforcement. I didn't tell them who I was. I wanted this clean. I wanted Pamela to step in it so deep she'd be pulling HOA bylaws from her ears for months. I reached my home in under 6 minutes, parked down the street, entered through the back gate, and stepped into my garage. From inside, I heard them bickering. Should we open the shed? He might have something illegal. Pamela, this feels wrong. I killed the breaker. Pitch black. Panic followed. Then I spoke. You are trespassing. Drop your tools. Exit immediately and lie down. This is your only warning. Screams. Confusion. One of them, Pamela's son Devin, wannabe soldier who once bragged about playing tactical paintball in high school, ran straight into a hallway wall when my strobe lights kicked in. The other two froze when I met them in the foyer, flashlight beam in their faces. Pamela tried to bluster. "I know my rights." "You violated most of them tonight," I replied. She dropped the bolt cutters. 10 minutes later, the police arrived. One of the officers, Sergeant Miguel Ortega, recognized me immediately. I had trained his department a year ago. "You gave them permission to be here?" he asked. I shook my head. Pamela started spinning a tale about suspected illegal activity and HOA emergency bylaws. Miguel asked to see the footage. I played it. Pamela's voice was crystal clear. Cut the lock. I don't care if it's illegal. The silence that followed could have shattered glass. So, Miguel said, arms crossed, you broke into a private home without a warrant based on an HOA safety clause? Pamela sputtered. Devin moaned on the floor. The other two looked ready to faint. They were detained. That should have been the end, but this was just the start. News spread fast. A local teen filmed Pamela being escorted out and uploaded it to the neighborhood app. The title, HOA Stormtroopers Raid Wrong House. The neighborhood exploded. People who had never spoken now shared stories. Pamela had fined a family for excessive wind chimes, accused a 12-year-old of espionage for using binoculars during a science project. Someone named George had a file of her threats over unregistered mailboxes. Pamela's empire began crumbling. The next day, my old federal buddy, Evan Trask, came to visit. I showed him the footage and the binder Pamela's team left behind. It wasn't just about me. It contained surveillance data on multiple residents, names, routines, annotated photos. This is illegal, Evan muttered. This is coordinated harassment. We turned it over to local authorities. I sent footage anonymously to a local blog. Within hours, Reddit picked it up. The HOA board panicked, held a private Zoom meeting. Someone leaked it. I watched as board members grilled Pamela. She denied everything, claimed the video was edited. When shown the uncut version, she froze like a deer caught looting a fridge. An emergency vote was scheduled. Judith Langley, a retired Navy JAG and neighborhood icon, led it. The community clubhouse was packed. Pamela entered with two teens wearing recon unit shirts. No one laughed. No one clapped. Just silence. She claimed the break-in was a joint exercise. Said she was invited. Then Judith played the footage. Pamela's voice rang out. Open the cabinet. Check for bomb stuff. Motion passed. Pamela was removed as chairwoman. Her task force was disbanded. She tried a press conference the next day on her lawn. No one showed. A mailman walked away mid-speech. Later that week, I received a letter from the city. A full investigation into Pamela's conduct, misuse of funds, impersonation of authority, and trespassing. Neighbors brought me baked goods. Mr. Watson gave me a sticker labeled Real Neighborhood Peacekeeper. I politely declined their offer to head security. I preferred being the guy who watched from a porch. A week later, Pamela knocked. No entorafe. No sunglasses. I was told to deliver this, she said, handing me an envelope. Typed apology. Cold. But in the margin, in her handwriting, I was wrong. That closed the chapter for me. Weeks later, the city held a civic hearing, open to the public. I testified. So did Evan, Judith, and half the neighborhood. The verdict? Guilty of impersonation, trespass, and misuse of HOA funds. Fined. Banned from HOA duties for 10 years. Ordered to take ethics training. Required to publicly apologize. That night, our neighborhood held a barbecue. Someone brought a clipboard piñata. I just grilled burgers and watched kids play. Peace was back. And Pamela? Her windows stayed shut. The gnomes disappeared. Her car never moved. Whether she was quietly packing or still plotting, I didn't care. She broke the wrong door, and the door hit back.